4 consecutive national semifinals, as Pitt is trying to make it another, and they begin with a strong point. The hammer from Blair Bayless.
We talk about Olivia Babcock and her production, but she gets better because she's surrounded by really great talent, and that's in Blair Bayless. She's that other threat that makes it so hard to stop this Pitt team.
Brooke Mosher on service, sends it long, and it'll go back to the Blue Devils. And an error for Pitt, resulting in an ace for Duke.
This is a big part of the game plan for the Blue Devils, and head coach Jolene Nagel telling us that they want to serve extremely aggressive. We talked about it, keeping this Pitt team out of system.
There's a tap over for the Panthers. Blue Devils now with it, and it's slammed across by Ashby Zubcevic.
Exactly what Duke wants to see, right? You get a light attack from Pitt, and then you're able to set up your offense, and it's the freshman we talked about. She's been able to make a big impact. Look at her taking that line.
Gottschall again on the service, and Pitt unable to get it over. How about this? A 3-point advantage early for the Blue Devils.
We talk about the youth of this Duke team, but you have to remember there are some veterans, and Gazi Elo there on the big block. She's one of the leaders there defensively, sits right outside the top 25 in blocks per set. Her defense pivotal for this Duke team.
Duke, good recovery. As was the case with Pitt. Nice little rally here. Zubcevic dug up in the back. Panthers with another chance, and Bayless taps it in the middle of the floor.
It's a great rally. Both the liberos are really going to shine tonight with these tough, aggressive attacks. Very smart liberos in the back row.
Already some coaching to be done by Dan Fisher. Almost an overpass. In fact, it was. Point's going to go to Pitt. A back row attack. And the Panthers back with it. Izzy Maston, the freshman, on service. Strong swing by Avery Hamlin. Panthers clear it, able to recover. Here it goes for Babcock, dug up. And the Blue Devils with a chance. Zubcevic blocked, but it's out of bounds.
Taylor Williams with a nice dig against Olivia Babcock to keep that play alive, and then it's a joust. But again, Duke using that block to their advantage, a nice little tool.
And the service goes out. You mentioned it as a point of emphasis for this Duke team. It is something that they've really come to key in on as the season has gone on, being more aggressive on service, which sometimes can lead to more errors. Zubcevic dug up in the back, and the point goes to Duke.
Net violation on Pitt. Duke coming out very strong. Last weekend against Louisville, a top 10 team, Duke came out very strong, serving aggressive, getting Louisville out of system, and they're kind of having that same approach right now to stay very aggressive and just let it rip.
To the outside for the Panthers, and Marina Pizzell able to floor it and get it back within one.
Pizzell stepping up. A mix of players with injuries. Pizzell getting that opportunity on that side. She has stepped up as just a freshman, making 10 starts now this season.
Up to the front, a scramble for it. Pizzell clears it. Back to Pizzell, a cleaner look. Duke goes outside to Williams.
Williams, just a sophomore, but one of those key returners, an all-freshman ACC member last year, showing off a little bit of that experience. A nice shot selection there, not always about the big, powerful swing, but finding your way through that block with a nice tip.
Service goes into the net. Pizzell with the serve. Duke finds Williams, and she pushes it out of bounds. Pitt point.
Williams wanted touch on that one, tells her coach.
And Jolie Nagel's going to elect not to challenge that. Williams again, and again it is point Duke.
Williams showing off that shot variety, right? We saw the tip, the light attack. Now she just slams it down, tools it off the high hands of Pitt blockers.
Powerful swing from Blair Bayless as she gets back in.
Look at this. Big swing, a high jump to get her up and over the hands of Duke blockers up there at the net. She comes down hard.
Brianna Goss tried to dump it over there for Duke. Now it's to the outside, rejected. Duke regathers and sends it strong, but it was tipped.
Taylor Williams, we saw her success on that left side. Now she takes that transition kill from the right side. She has been lethal to start out for Duke. Using those high hands to your advantage.
That's another thing Coach Nagel pointed to as, hey, if Duke is going to pull off an upset tonight, hitting off of high hands, getting over the block.
And not just off the top of the block too, but even the edges, because that's when you get on those pins and you can wipe it off the edge of the block and out. We saw that a couple times with Taylor Williams on the outside, so just really being smart, but it's so hard to do in your approach to be able to look at those hands and be like, how can I use this to my advantage? A lot of quick decision making for those hitters.
Out of bounds. You saw Jolene Nagel there, an established figure with this Duke volleyball program. It was interesting catching up with her earlier in the week, talking about the team's struggles due to a lot of inexperience and youth that has not really been as prevalent throughout her roster as it is this year, right? It's something different to handle. And I thought it was particularly interesting, Amanda, when she said, you know, day to day, week to week, a lot of it's the same. But the one thing that stands out is with a less experienced team, some of the coaching points, the teaching points, they take a little bit longer to stick, right? You got to reinforce some of those because the retention just isn't quite as good.
Yeah, and she was saying how some players, you know, will retain it after one day and some others won't, so you have to really communicate.
What an effort by Maston on the backside, followed up by Godshaw of Duke, and the Panthers prevail in an incredible rally.
And that's going to be Ryla Jones, the sophomore, 6'2", middle on the inside there with the block to shut down that play. She sits top 20 in the ACC in blocks per set. One of 3 Pitt players that sits top 20.
That was the most competitive point so far tonight. Second chance, and it's into the net for Zubcevic. That almost spelled trouble for the Panthers.
Great dig by Mallory Meyer to be in there to pop that one back up, try to absorb that power.
Godshaw to the outside. Zubcevic ricochets it off of a Pitt player. And the point goes to the Blue Devils.
We've credited the Blue Devils with their ability to push around this block, but now when you take a look at the Pitt side, what are they doing wrong? It's a matter of being able to close in, keep that block tight, so there's not a split there, not a lane for Duke to take advantage.
Tight serve on the outside. Pitt gets an opportunity for Babcock, dug up by Williams. Back for Babcock, who hammers it down.
It's Babcock's first kill of the evening. We hyped her up, and now she's finally breaking out here. Will not be the last time we say her name.
Swings it right through, and Gazi Elo points it for the Blue Devils.
And that's part of this dynamic offense we can see sometimes from Duke when they run their 5-1 versus the 6-2, bringing in that freshman setter, because then you get your middle on that slide route, and Elo taking advantage of that action.
Good receive by the Panthers, and it's out on the swing by Babcock, point Blue Devils.
I don't think she thought that one was out.
And a timeout for Pitt. All right, so what's going right for the Blue Devils to be within one of the number 4 team in the country through this point?
Well, I think they're really just being aggressive here, and they're ignoring that number next to Pitt's name, right? This is the call we're currently looking at right now. That ball in.
Yeah.
I think Babcock knows when she has a kill or not.
Yeah, and even if it was out, I think it got fingertips up near the net as well. So that's what is being looked at during this timeout.
And it's reversed.
So to your point, we spoke with Coach Nagel earlier in the week, and she talked about this weekend in those terms, right? Like, we can't necessarily worry about the successes of the opponent, who the opponent is, what number they have next to their team name. Duke's just trying to keep it within themselves and continue to improve on a week-to-week basis. So we'll step aside. 15-12, a 3-point advantage for Pitt here in set number.
About it before the break, you know, going up against a Pitt team that you know is just a higher caliber team when it comes to the star power, but this Duke team not afraid. They're really stepping up, serving aggressive, but Pitt, you got a couple kills from Olivia Babcock, and now they're kind of storming back.
It'll be Babcock on service out of the timeout for Pitt. Overpass, and then shot out of bounds. Pitt goes to the, or point goes to the Panthers, rather.
Charlotte Glass, Duke freshman setter, trying to get aggressive up there at the net, and that's the perk of being in that 5-1. When you're in the front row, you can attack.
It ekes over for Babcock. Williams, and it was tipped, so the point goes to the Blue Devils.
They have done that multiple times, especially with Taylor Williams. You're targeting those fingertips. You have to hit high to be able to not get stopped, but also get that touch if it goes out.
Elo's serve. A tad long. So Pitt now has swung this to a 4-point lead. And Glass dumps it across for the point. That's in her bag. Certainly, especially when she gets rolling and gets confident, you'll see that a lot out of her.
Yeah, she's got some size, right? 6'1", coming up there with a little vertical. That pass a little close to the net for her, so she takes advantage.
Now her serve. Little back set for Babcock, and it's out of bounds.
Line judge's got to watch out. Took a hit there.
Respect. He stood strong. He didn't budge. Longer swing from Babcock. Williams for the Blue Devils. Dug up. Bit of a scramble to get it over. And a hammer for Pitt. Bree Kelly back from injury. They missed her for a couple of matches.
She comes up big in the middle for them. Yeah, last time she played was a couple weeks ago at Louisville. That was a missed opportunity for Duke. You get that free ball coming over and a miscommunication. You're not able to put together your best attack.
Glass up and a hard swing for Brianna Goss.
Brianna Goss, one of those sophomore returner, making strides in year 2. Really liked her defensive effort last weekend, according to Coach Nagel. Now it's time to get that offense going, and here it is clicking already.
To the outside, a tap over. Glass saved it, and it manages for a point for the Blue Devils.
And that's Avery Hamlin, another sophomore. She's very versatile on the left side, the right side. Coach Nagel saying she hits well off of high hands, so there's no surprise she's in tonight against Pitt.
Point to the Panthers. So Duke just trying to stay in it in this first set. It's been part of their struggles. There are stretches where they look really good, play really cleanly. It's not been often they're able to manage it for an entire set, as that one clears through. And the Panthers are up 3.
Pitt, a couple players with a very aggressive topspin. That one coming from Mosher. She's got 30 aces on the season.
Mosher again, and another ace. Wow, that is a striking ability, Amanda, especially when you get yourself into a situation where you need to create some space within a set and some separation on the scoreboard. Just being able to haul off a couple of aces in a row can go a long way.
Coach Nagel bringing a sub. You've got Lauren Ingram now, probably going to take this topspin.
And the Blue Devils managed to receive it. First touch for Babcock, up and then down. Ryla Jones, another kill.
Lauren Ingram comes in for Duke, tries to handle that serve, unable to get it over in an offensive system that they like. So then Pitt gets the opportunity to smash it when you look her name up. She has done so much for Pitt and the game of volleyball itself. You look at that ESPY nominee, Best College Athlete in Women's Sports. Just goes to show how the game itself is growing, and she's leading the charge.
She's been a big part of that, a big part of the past couple national semifinal runs for this Panthers team. You know, for so long, it's a program that couldn't quite get past a threshold of maybe first or second round of the NCAAs, and they broke through that in the past handful of years. Now looking to break the ultimate threshold and get a national championship. That's certainly in their sights. Blue Devils rally to score and pull it back within 4.
I think that rally to score was sponsored by Mylan Godshall. She was able to receive that top spin decently, and then she had a dig in that next attempt to be able to get Duke back on track.
Tight into the net. The point goes to the Panthers. And they're a couple away from closing out this first set. And a timeout called by Duke. 5-point advantage for Pitt in set number 1 here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Izzy Maston serves for the Panthers.
The youngest player on this roster, 17 years old, graduated high school a whole year early just to play for the Panthers.
And it's out of bounds. Point to Pitt on the Maston service.
I don't even know how you graduate early from high school. You got to be really ahead to be able to be that motivated.
It's not quite as simple as, you know, you'd load up your schedule for a couple of semesters at the college level. Well, there is set point. Pitt takes it 25-18 after a hot start by the Blue Devils. 1-0. We'll move to set number for a team high 4 kills in that first set. And the first serve from Brooke Mosher, received by Duke. That was a struggle in set number 1. Now to the outside, a touch over, and it falls to the floor. Avery Hamlin secures it for the Blue Devils.
Coach Nagel said Hamlin will be the go-to to be able to work around those high hands, and there she is, finding what works right here, coming up like she's going to swing a nice tip right over the block and in front of the defender.
Up and down, a quick, clean point. Bree Kelly with the kill.
Speaking of up in front of the defender, that one up in front of the attack line. Bree Kelly coming down hard with the vertical and the rip. Look at that, you know, Duke, more kills than Pitt. It's just those attacking errors, those mistakes, those service errors, the little things that Pitt has been able to be more efficient on.
Goss taps it back, and it's into the net. Great efforts along the back. Allie Donahue seeing her first action of the night.
And this Pitt team, known for its well-rounded team, right? They top 2 in the ACC in hitting percentage, but also top 5 in opponent hitting percentage. They're good at offense and defense, holding Duke low today.
Williams on the second chance, and it is stuffed by the Panthers.
This is 6'4", 6'2" wall right there. Third block of the evening for the Panthers.
Babcock and Kelly combining forces. Williams the first touch. Glass back Williams' way, and it hits too strong.
I like the idea of a back row attack, though. Give Pitt something else to look at. Maybe try to get a touch off those fingertips. Williams a little too strong from the back.
Glass out for Zubcevic. Handled well by the Panthers. Big swing by Pizzell. Right place, right time. Another swing at it. And Zubcevic with a hard swing gets it back for Duke.
It's a great dig by Taylor Williams in the back row to be able to set up this attack from the outside. Zubcevic taking advantage of that high block. She's one of those freshmen that Coach Nagel said we knew we were going to have to depend on them, the underclassmen, but she didn't know that we could depend on them this much. She's been impressed with how much they could actually put on their plate.
Here's Donahue with the serve for the Blue Devils. And it's tapped over. Bree Kelly again. It's give and take the height and length advantage that the Panthers have. Obviously, they're going to be able to take advantage of it themselves. Exhibit A, another block. But sometimes, you know, if you're Duke and you play it the right way, Amanda, like we saw with Zubcevic a couple of points ago toward the outside, you can account for, hey, they're going to have hands on it. We're just going to make sure it falls out of bounds.
Yeah, because with blocking, it's so much about the direction of your hands and where you're pushing and pressing and the timing. And as an opponent like Duke, you can take advantage of those arms, using them to tool or wipe.
You see their average team height, a staggering difference.
You got 4 6'4" players for Pitt. Just puts up a big wall up front.
Big point for the Blue Devils.
And I think to avoid that wall, you can switch up your tempo offensively for Duke. When they're in system, they can help avoid those blocks and find the gaps in the net.
Dug up by Williams. Keeps the Blue Devils in it, and the swing is inbounds. Zubcevic with the kill.
And knowing how big the block is for Pitt, Duke is very prepared in coverage. That's a nice job to be able to be prepared to set up that attack. Zubcevic finding her rhythm tonight.
Back set for Babcock, and she hammers it down. Olivia Babcock now with 3 kills on the evening. First touch goes awry for the Blue Devils. Point to the Panthers.
Olivia Babcock can switch up between a top spin and a floater. We've seen the floater more recently. She's very versatile and aggressive behind that service line.
Oh, that one just ekes over for the ace for Babcock.
Isn't that only supposed to happen for the home team? Olivia Babcock getting home court advantage on this one. This kisses the tape. Bobbles on over.
First round coverage gets underway Sunday with Louisville Duke at 6 Eastern, followed by Virginia and Florida State, plus field hockey quarterfinals begin Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern in Louisville, with the other 3 matches at 12:30, 3:30, and 6 Eastern. ACCN is the home of ACC championships. 11-4 set number 2 advantage for Pitt. Olivia Babcock on service. Back for Babcock. Pitt regathers to the outside, sent back by Duke's block again, and it's just out of bounds. Point goes to Pitt.
It's a good sign from your freshman setter, though, in Charlotte Glass being able to step up and try to close down on that pin. Pitt power too strong. Olivia Babcock continues to serve aggressive. 3 aces in this set alone for Pitt.
Zubcevic with another impressive swing for the Blue Devils. They get point in service back their way. Glass to the outside for Williams. All the way out, and Puzel floors it.
Great job by Puzel to be able to take that deep zone 1 corner up and over that block down the line. Someone we've talked about a little bit, the freshman stepping up due to that, the other freshman, Dagmar Mauritz, being out with injury, and Puzel has really stepped up on that side.
Ooh, too much to handle. Big swing again. Blair Bayless doing some damage.
Bayless now with 4 kills on 10 attacks. No attacking errors from Bayless, but a great dig from Dupes. And Emery Dupes, the libero for Pittsburgh, reaching her milestone, 1,000 career digs at Wake Forest last weekend, or against Wake Forest last weekend.
Taylor Williams stands tall for the Blue Devils. Wowing her own teammates even.
And herself. Just a solo shutdown, one-on-one, pushing that ball straight back down.
And it stays in. Panthers get the point. Dahlia Veerlawn on the swing.
Just her 5th match played of the season. She started in a couple. Nice reps for the sophomore out of Romania.
Glass trying to go with a little change of pace there for the Blue Devils. Now to the outside. Williams gets it back behind everybody.
It's a nice read by Taylor Williams. Again, that shot selection, the court placement, finding open court over the high hands. Taylor Williams has excelled at that this evening.
Now 5 kills, 8 digs. Impressive day stacking up for Taylor Williams. Babcock from the back row.
That's a nice low set to allow Babcock to have that quick approach and come down hard from the back row. You almost think they jump higher when they're coming from the back row. Just seems so much dominance.
And here's Brooke Mosher on service with her 3rd ace of the night. In costume, but we certainly have some taking part in the festivities. Blue Devils able to receive the service. Out to the outside. Nice dig by Godshall and the Blue Devils. Back into system. Williams the swing. Pitt back with it, and it's tipped out of bounds. Point goes to the Panthers. Mosher shoves it over top of the net ultimately, and Duke finally ends Mosher's rally of serves.
It's a nice look by Avery Hamlin right there. Just right on the outside edge of Olivia Babcock's right hand. That's how you get the tool, that's how you get the point.
Now Taylor Williams with the serve. Mosher up, and it's sent right back. Pitt tried to get it to Millie Meir for her 2nd kill. Instead, the block points it for Duke.
Ashby Zubcevic on the block. Only 20 blocks this season, and she adds on another in a big moment to shut down Pitt.
Out for Babcock.
Oh my. Olivia Babcock. A wide open net in Olivia Babcock. It's just that's what you're gonna get every time. Gets that vertical going crazy, takes that outside lane, drills it down. Unstoppable.
5th kill of the evening for Babcock. That's now the team high. Mosher back to the outside, and another great look. Marina Pizzell points it that time.
Pizzell's coming off a great weekend from last weekend, taking on NC State and Wake Forest, where she kind of broke out, added some career highs to her resume, and now she brings that energy to Cameron.
So the point goes to the Blue Devils. Attacking in the middle there. Brianna Goss manages it. Godshall on the serve. Mosher back. Babcock rejected at the net. Excellent save by Izzy Maston. Now back to the outside for Pizzell. Great job up front by the Blue Devils, and they get the points.
Ngazi Elo, welcome to the block party. 3 blocks back to back to back for that front line for the Blue Devils. Elo leading the charge, reading, tracking, getting up, directing, and pressing for the point.
Glass with the back set. It was off target, and an easy cleanup for Pizzell.
Pitt just does a nice job of siding out so quickly. Their side out rate well above 70% right now. They've been able to get that ball back quickly.
Mallory Meyer with the serve. And another block for the Panthers. That time Pizzell and Vierlon.
Just look at how much of their arm is above the net. It's like from the shoulder up is above that tape.
And then the serve goes out. Williams with the first touch for Duke, and Zubjevic points it for the Blue Devils. There it was again, tight enough to the outside where a block attempt for the Panthers can be advantageous for you if you're the Blue Devils. And the serve quickly goes out of bounds and gives it back to Pitt.
Talk about that balance of being aggressive from behind that service line, but what you give up is some easy points for Pitt.
Set point now for the Panthers. And Babcock sends it long. Fourth service error of the evening for the Panthers. Zubjevic, an ace.
It's a nice top spin coming down. And when you can hit your spot like this, right on that line and drop down, that's a tough one to get, especially eyeing that libero.
More aggressive give and take serving as it goes into the net and gives the set to Pitt. 2 sets.
ACC with a couple of teams. One of those teams they will face on Sunday against North Carolina.
So we begin set number 3, back set for Babcock. Now Taylor Williams pushes it across for the Blue Devils. Another chance for the Panthers, and it is long. That's our same guy who got hit pretty hard with one in set number 1.
He's
Twice, there he is. He knows.
I shouldn't laugh. We shouldn't laugh, right? Just doing his job.
Blair Bayless dunks it on the Blue Devils.
We talk about the efficiency with this Panthers team. Bayless now with 5 kills on 11 attacks, hitting a 400. Just a couple errors in set 2 for Pitt. Now they just have one here early on in set 3. They've been able to really clean things up.
Williams got it first, gets it right back. Now Duke with another opportunity. And it's out of bounds.
That's Olivia Wayne. First time we're seeing her this evening, the freshman who has gone from being an outside hitter in high school to a middle blocker in college, and now on that right side, she's seen action, very versatile.
Out for Williams, and she's stuffed.
Kelly, 6'4", Olivia Babcock, 6'4", but you don't just need size to block, you need that timing, and those two in sync closing out that pin.
Izzy Maston the serve again, and it goes out of bounds. Duke tried to set something up in system for Brianna Goss.
Yeah, a couple quick blocks by Pitt. Now Duke wants to diversify that offense. Let's get the middle involved. We don't want to be too predictable against these blockers.
Williams from the back. Kelly, a tap over.
Bree Kelly now with 5 kills, trying to make up for lost time. We talked about the week she was out, last played against Louisville a couple weeks ago, but she makes her re-debut tonight, picking up 5 kills.
Very efficiently, too. That's 5 on 8 swings for Bree Kelly. She got kills on each of her first 4. So Pitt continues with another score. And again, Glass is set there, maybe just a little far out for Williams.
Yeah, tough angle for Taylor Williams, especially against that block. You want to try to have a wide window so you can work your way around it.
6-0 scoring run for Pitt. Blue Devils have to get it over and unable to do so.
That first contact, so important. Pitt does such a nice job of staying aggressive from behind that service line. Duke has been struggling with that pass to be able to get that 3-option set.
Babcock floors it for the Panthers. Kill number 6 for Olivia Babcock, and it's now 8 straight points.
Her contact point is so high, but she gets off the ground and connects with the ball.
Still Pitt on service coming out of the timeout. They have scored 8 straight points, leading 2-0. And the set off the mark. Williams unable to do anything with it. Make it 9 straight for the Panthers.
Again, just a tough position. You can't work yourself around that block when you're just trying to get the ball over.
Last to the outside. Good save by the Panthers. A little out of system opportunity for Babcock. She'll get it back and capitalize.
Pitt able to extend that rally because of Emery Dupes, the libero, with that one-handed save. A nice dig from Dupes, getting Babcock another chance.
Glass back set. Williams keeps it, tucking it into the corner.
Great sign for Coach Nagel when you have a sophomore able to have that shot selection and her ability to hit above those high hands and keep that ball in. Great placement from Taylor Williams.
Williams now back to the service line. Mosher keeps it in. A tap over for Babcock. Dug up by Godshaw. Zubčević. Buzel a dig for the Panthers. And too strong, it goes out of bounds. Right idea though, Zubčević. So now Pitt back to the service line. Panthers trying to close this thing out in 3 sets against the Blue Devils, as they've got number 21 North Carolina on Sunday on the docket.
Yeah, not just a ranked matchup, right? I mean, North Carolina ties them in the ACC standings for the lead, along with Stanford. It's a 3-way tie. They'll have North Carolina on Sunday, and they'll see Stanford in a couple weeks. So big opportunities to separate themselves in the conference.
Meanwhile, with the travel pairings, we talked about it earlier, for Duke, they get SMU on Sunday as part of a daunting weekend.
And Coach Nagel was really transparent with us, saying she's not really happy with their ability to go from Friday to Sunday matches. She says there's kind of a drop-off there, and she's still trying to figure out why and how they can kind of recoup after a Friday night match. That's something they'll be tested on this weekend with 2 ranked opponents.
Nice effort by the Blue Devils, but unable to get it back over the net. Point goes to the Panthers.
Gottschall in the right spot. It's just about trying to absorb that power.
Now Pitt back on the service line. Heidi Tautua'a. Tautua'a got it up off the ground, but then you got to get it back over the net.
And for anybody wondering why no one else stepped in to get that ball, when the setter is out like that, your libero steps in to take that second touch, and Duke's trying to get there in time.
Williams forward to Glass. And the point goes to the Blue Devils. Nice setup for Ngozi Ilo.
We've seen that work before with Ilo on that slide. A nice route, good timing between the freshman and the senior.
I think that, Amanda, is a great example of sort of the duality of Duke's setter, Charlotte Glass, at this point early in her career, right? A beautiful back set. We've seen some ambitious attempts on passes so far not go her way, but when it's right, it's really good.
Yeah, and she's also a really cool character in the sense, well, she's left-handed, so she gets those different looks, get those cool attacking looks on those over passes. But Coach Nagel says about her personality, she's one of the most humble, most positive, hardworking people that you have ever met. She said she can go on and on about Charlotte Glass.
Looks like Ngozi Ilo might have a contact lens knocked loose or something.
Yeah, she took that hit when she went up for the block. She took that hit to the head. Getting up, that ball coming straight down.
Yeah, so maybe this check about more than a contact lens, that being the case.
And sometimes when it just hits that sweet spot, you know, your eyes are watering, or like it hits your nose, it just takes you a second to kind of be like, all right, she'll come out, make sure she's okay.
And we'll see the redshirt sophomore Grace Thrower, number 2 in white for the first time. And there's Glass taking a full swing.
Was that off the shoulder or the head of Abby Emch? Now they're taking shots at each other. We talked about this left-handed look, the southpaw. No, that was off the net, but an awesome swing by Charlotte Glass.
Just out. And it goes back to the Panthers.
An error never comes at a convenient time, but if you're Duke, you hate to see, you know, a strong play by Charlotte Glass followed up by a service error. You want to string those points together.
Williams blasts it through everyone.
Taylor Williams again finding a way through the high hand, something Coach Nagel said was going to be priority number 1 tonight.
Her 7th kill. Feels like maybe she's been a little less involved second half of set 2 and in this third set. Thrower with a great dig allows Duke to point it.
Grace Thrower coming in, making an immediate impact. Her teammates cheering her on thanks to that dig.
Now Thrower serves. And Williams' attempt stopped at the net. And had everything been in alignment for the Blue Devils, it dropped right where Williams would have been.
But you get out of system, that scramble play, trying to get off the most aggressive attack you can. Williams trying to roll shot that one over, but that block, that hang time on the Pitt block, so dangerous.
Brooke Mosher, really good serving for Pitt so far in this one tonight. And they keep it with her service. Something that they're always trying to emphasize.
Yeah, Mosher had the success in the Big Ten as well. The Illinois transfer, second on the team in aces in the Big Ten.
She's got 3 tonight for Pitt. Williams steps up into it. Mosher up, and it's just out of bounds, but touched by the Blue Devils, so Pitt gets the point.
Now you've got 3 Panthers with at least 7 kills, or with 7 kills. That's great balance. I'm sure Coach Fisher likes to see from Pitt.
So a timeout on the floor, a 10-point lead in the third set for the Panthers. Brooke Mosher with the serve. Sent long, so here's Pitt in system, up for Kelly. And it's an 11-point lead.
Yeah, it's not just about the aces when it comes to Mosher's serve. It's about the ball they get back. That's a free ball. Able to set up that in-system offense, and that tempo, so good.
.450 the hit percentage for Pitt in this third set. Mosher to the outside. Babcock, it's good.
Babcock targeting that split, a late block from the middle from Goss. Babcock taking full advantage.
Glass with the off speed. Now she'll go for Williams, dug up. Dupes creates the opportunity, and Bayless capitalizes.
Emery Dupes had a storied career at FSU and brought that success here to Pitt, making an immediate impact, filling those big shoes left by Emmy Klicka, the libero for Pitt last year, who now plays pro volleyball.
There's Dupes again. Bayless has it sent back, second chance, taps it over. Now they go to Babcock.
That cut, that cross-court cut is so hard to do to keep it in, but when you have a vertical and an athlete like Olivia Babcock, she's able to get on top of it, work herself around that block with ease, put that ball in play.
Redshirt freshman Kiana Din into the game for the first time, now serving for Pitt. And Taylor Williams swings it through for the Blue Devils. Din entered just now for Brooke Mosher, and we've talked a lot about her serving ability. 29 assists. Kind of setting the tone for this Pitt offense as the Blue Devils get another tipped by the Panthers.
Nice defense by Glass, and that's something with a setter and a 5-1. They've got to play defense, and Coach Nagel really likes Glass's ability to work around the court.
Bayless rejected again at the net. That's been a fun little battle in this set. Brianna Goss got a piece of it. Glass's service goes into the net. So Pitt 2 points away from polishing off a sweep. It's the 9th service error for the Blue Devils. If you attach that, Amanda, to their 19 attack errors on the day, I mean, that is what has undone Duke. Great action up at the net. Goss touches it down.
Duke's defense doing a nice job of being able to respond to Pitt and then set themselves up in transition. Goss doing a nice job of being ready in the middle of the court.
Dupes tried, but sent it out of bounds on a hard swing by Zubcevic, and the point goes to the Blue Devils.
It's a great dig by Mylan Godshall in the back row to be able to make that ball better, set up a good attack for Duke.
Babcock hammers it down. 10 kills for Olivia Babcock, and it's match point for the Panthers. And Zubcevic sends it out of bounds. Point and match, Panthers.
It was Pitt all the way through despite that battle early in set one. The Panthers cleaning things up on their side of the net, led by a balanced attack. Olivia Babcock with 10 kills. Bayless had 8. And you just have this balanced attack that is so hard to slow down for a Blue Devil team.